This is Season 9, Episode 179 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Sometimes the important thing is not the number of miles you've driven, but what's going on inside your head while driving. The Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast will stimulate your mind and keep you company while on the road. Join us for education, motivation, and inspiration from wherever you may be in our nation. You'll hear roundtable discussions about important information that's impacting our industry. Plus, you'll learn more about new technology, equipment, driving opportunities, safety, and operations. Get driver success and fitness tips to keep you profitable, safe, healthy, as well as entertaining stories from the road. And don't you know, we've all got a few of those. We might be traveling in different directions, but we're all part of one driver community at the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. With your host, trucker Tim Cicerelli.
Well, hello, friends. Welcome to Episode 179 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. Tim Cicerelli here, otherwise known as Trucker Tim, and thank you for letting me sit shotgun with you today while you make your way down the road. Hopefully we'll keep you entertained and educated about all things happening at Stevens Transport. In this episode, we are going to celebrate a driver who proves that hard work, humility, and respect for the road still matter. Lewis Williams started out looking for a career, and now he's a permanent fixture in the Stevens Transport Hall of Fame with 1 million miles. We're also rolling out the fastest way to boost your paycheck. That sounds good, doesn't it? Hazmat certification, full reimbursement, immediate bonus, higher paying freight. Hey, if you're already running the miles, why not get paid top tier for them? Plus, when severe weather parked hundreds of our drivers across the country, Stevens Transport showed up in a big way. You'll hear what Stevens did for some of our stranded drivers, thanking them for choosing safety first. We also have a powerful driver spotlight with some audio we pulled from a Stevens Transport YouTube video. But first, let's pull back the curtain on the Independent Contractor program and what it really takes to build your own business with the support to succeed on our Stevens Roundtable.
It's our Stevens Roundtable. This is an opportunity for you, our drivers, to learn what's happening at headquarters, Stevens Transport, to kind of peek behind the curtain so you can get an idea of what's going on with the company and how this can benefit you while you're out there on the road. Joining us today are Allie, Gilbert, and Brett Cortopassi. They're in the Independent Contractor Division. Welcome to you both.
Hi. Hi, Tim.
Hey there. Good to see you two again. And so, independent contractors, one of the things that's fascinating to me about Stevens Transport is how they enable our drivers, our company drivers, or other drivers that are thinking about entering this industry, an opportunity to start their own business. But beyond that, all the breadcrumbs are laid out. Every step is laid out before them, and there's so much support. So, Allie, let's just come to you first. Tell me why this could be such a benefit for our company drivers to perhaps jump over to the side of business ownership.
The number one thing is going to be support. So you've got Brett's team, the business advisors that are there. Their main focus is to make these guys and women as profitable as they possibly can be, giving them tips and tricks. There's not many businesses that you can open and just have this financial advisor basically helping you, in your decision making, whether it's fuel that we're looking at, your MPGs, following OptiStop, things like that. They're always going to be there to guide you and lead you, as well as just the independent contractor relations, the support team here. I've got Christina that works here with me, and we're just here to, help guys get in, and women again, get into trucks and start their own businesses.
And you mentioned that Brett Cortopassi is on the business side of it. I'm sure there are a lot of drivers that are thinking, yeah, I know how to drive. I know how to get to where I need to go safely, but I don't know a darn thing about running a business. and that, to me, is the most appealing part of this process to help company drivers transition to the independent contractor side. So, Brett, where does a driver start? They're like, okay, listen, I have zero business experience. What do I do?
Yeah, I mean, you don't need any business experience. What you need to do is be somebody who's willing to ask questions and take advice. Is really the big pieces. So when we talk about the business advisors, we spend a lot of time with them, especially early on, when they're brand new out on the road, independent contractor. We're making calls to them. Well, first of all, we're meeting with them on the yard before they leave. We're making calls to them their first week out. We do check-ins all throughout really that first kind of like 6-ish months when they're really starting to learn the deal as a whole. Like Allie said, they're poking at things like, what is your fuel cost? How much money are you spending on fuel compared to how much money in fuel surcharge are you collecting? Is there ways to lower that fuel cost, which is generally done through things like miles per gallon, or what prices am I paying? Am I using Opti stops, to get the best price on fuel? As an independent contractor, you have a lot of freedom, which is one of the big selling points to being an independent contractor. But it can also be a bit of a detriment to you and your business because you have a lot of freedom to make decisions. So when I say that it's really important for the independent contractor to be willing to take advice and to ask questions, it's really that piece right there. It's be willing to take advice when a business advisor or a driver manager sees something that could be done better, or ask questions about when you're not 100% sure what the best course is for your business. Do I make this fuel purchase on Sunday afternoon, or do I wait till Monday, or do I make this fuel purchase at somewhere that's not in network versus somewhere that's an Opti stop? How is this going to affect my business by making this purchase? Or how is it going to affect my business? Like, if I continue to run a little bit longer today versus stopping now, or how is it going to affect my business of, what speed I'm, driving to get the load delivered? And do I really need to run that thing at the governor to get this load delivered on time? Or could I slow this thing down a little bit, maximize my MPGs, and still deliver the load on time? Those are all kind of pieces that come into play. And it really requires a willingness on part of the independent contractor to take advice and to ask questions.
I like, Brett, that you got pretty granular in some of the minute details of running a business, because you have to be business minded and make those decisions. And like you said, ask the questions and be willing to be receptive to some of the answers, even though it might go against the grain of what they've thought about as a company driver. So the fact that you brought up these real granular scenarios shows how detailed Stevens is to ensuring the success of our drivers. But from a broader spoke, Allie, I'll jump to you right now. So what are some of the questions you get from somebody, again, like I said at the beginning, who has had zero experience in business? Let's break down the wall here a little bit. Let's get rudimentary, perhaps, get real elementary on some of the questions they may have.
One of the main things that we get is, if I lease a truck, if I'm going to do a 1 or 2 year lease, am I tied to that specific unit? That is one of the greatest benefits that we have here, is your ability to change out trucks. So if you come into it and you're still learning, obviously, we can get you into a truck. And then as you grow in your career and say later on, if you decide, hey, I want something brand new, we can swap it out. And, if you did a 1 year lease, it's 52 weeks, however many trucks it takes to get there. So that is just a huge, huge benefit here, is you're not tied to one specific truck for the term of your lease. You have options. And I hear there may be some Volvos coming, which is exciting. So,
wow.
Breaking news.
Oh, wow. Are we breaking news? Are we breaking news we shouldn't be breaking?
I hear there may be something.
You heard it here first on the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. That's a big carrot to dangle. That's pretty awesome. What a wonderful benefit that is. And another benefit that we can talk briefly about, and there are experts that I've spoken to in the past and looking forward to having on again, are tax experts. I mean, as a business owner, that's something that is huge, right, to manage. And from, we're in the, season 9 of this podcast. So we've interviewed a lot of folks there in that department, and it's ever changing. And the fact that there are tax consultants at no charge available to our independent contractors is just beyond me as a benefit. So there's taxes. There's so many things that have to you really got to cross the T's and dot the I's, and you walk them through every single tiny little step to ensure their success, because their success means Stevens Transport success, right? It is a win-win, mutually beneficial scenario and situation. One more question before I let y'all go is, first of all, what's the next step? If a company driver is listening, or we have somebody that's working for another company that might go, that sounds pretty good. I think I'm on to leave this company, come over to Stevens Transport. What's the first step for them to take?
First step, so we do have a couple of options. So Daisy and Brian are our amazing IC recruiters. They actually hold these informational sessions now every Thursday in the BDPD classroom downstairs at 11:30. So there will be, heads of CD that can be there to answer questions. We've had business advisors there. And also the biggest thing is we have current contractors. So if there are any nitty-gritty details that they want to ask, driver to driver, contractor, they can ask those questions, and we're available to help.
So, Allie, these Thursday sessions, they're not sequential in the sense that if you miss one, you're just going to miss out. They're kind of random. Just show up and ask any questions you may have. So, you can start anytime, and you can skip a few or go to all of them if you're on the yard for something like that. That's important to point out, because I don't want people to think, oh, it's a class and I missed registration or the first day.
No, it's every Thursday, and you may get a scenario every Thursday, because you're going to get different contractors, you're going to get different leaders that are in the classroom. So
fantastic. Well, it's an amazing opportunity that Stevens Transport has. And if you are interested, we'll have the links in the show notes for you to take that first step. Allie Gilbert, Brett Cortopassi, always wonderful to have you both on the podcast. And please, an open invitation to come back, because this is such a wonderful benefit for our drivers or anybody else that wants to jump ship where they're at and come drive one of those beautiful big black trucks.
Come on down.
Thank you, Brett and Allie. Look forward to having them back on future episodes. Okay, how cool is this? We know the reality of this industry. Drivers want to move. If those wheels aren't turning, you aren't earning. Sitting still while the clock ticks is truly one of the toughest parts of the job, right? But with the severe weather we had that swept through our country a couple of weeks ago, hundreds of our drivers made the right professional decision to park it and prioritize safety over speed. So to say thank you for making the right call, Stevens coordinated the delivery of over 275 pizzas to our drivers stranded by the storm. The history of trucking really, is built on a code of looking out for one another. And at Stevens Transport, we aim to honor that tradition. Even though Stevens can't clear the roads for you, they can help you with a nice hot meal while you wait. Thank you for your patience, drivers, your professionalism, and for keeping the Stevens standard high even when the wheels are stopped. Okay, coming up in just a couple of moments, we're going to pull some audio from a video you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel, spotlighting a trainer and independent contractor with 7.5 years of experience. Plus, we'll tip that big 10-gallon Stevens cap in appreciation for a job well done right around the corner on the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.
Now more than ever, truck drivers are true American heroes. The men and women who literally keep America moving by delivering goods across the country. Being a professional driver is a rewarding, financially lucrative, long-term career filled with exciting adventures. A career where you'll never have to worry about job security. If you have your CDL and keep it up, it will sustain you for the long haul. You can see the country, serve your country, and provide a good life for your family. Whether you'd rather haul on a dedicated route or lane, or prefer working with one specific customer, if you want to own your business, we have a program that sets you up for success with all the tools and support you need. We've got opportunities in our intermodal rail division and have programs to help military veterans transition into trucking careers. We have second generations of drivers whose parents have driven for Stevens, who then trained their children and are now truck drivers. Some are even small fleet owners. So, whatever your dream is, you can achieve it right here at Stevens. If you're looking for a company with a 40-plus year track record that's never had a layoff, and just had the largest pay increase in company history for both new and experienced drivers, Stevens Transport has you covered. We offer the finest tools and technology and provide our drivers with the best state-of-the-art equipment on the market. Our infrastructure will support you both on and off the road. As a driver for Stevens, you become part of our family. Many companies throw the word family around. We're family-owned, family-run, and family-driven. Our 40-plus years of success is built on family. At Stevens, you're not just a number. Our drivers are part of our extended family, and we recognize and honor them every chance we get. If you want to be among the top income earners among professional drivers, if you want great benefits, if you want to have every type of driving opportunity at your fingertips, if you want to be part of a company that will stand behind you and ensure your success, come join the Stevens Transport family today and become an American hero. So, what are you waiting for? Take the first step toward your future career with the best trucking company in America. Become part of the Stevens Transport family today by calling our recruiting department at 1-800-333-8595 or apply online at stevenstransport.com.
Ever wondered what it's like to drive across the country and get paid to see America's breathtaking landscapes? Welcome to life as a team driver with Stevens Transport. The life of a trucker can sometimes feel solitary, but with team driving, you're never alone. Let's dive into how teaming up with another driver can transform your trucking career. So what exactly is team driving? Simply put, it's when two drivers share the responsibilities of operating the same truck. This allows for continuous travel and efficient delivery. Federal regulations require solo drivers to be off duty for at least 10 consecutive hours after 11 hours of driving. Team driving, however, maximizes productivity by alternating driving shifts, cutting down on overall trip times. By working in shifts, team drivers can cover over 5,500 miles a week. That's more than double what solo drivers can achieve, leading to more priority loads and higher earnings. Efficiency is key. With two drivers, tasks like loading and unloading become quicker and easier. Plus, you'll earn more per mile. One of the greatest perks? You get to choose your driving partner, whether it's a close friend or a new acquaintance. Having a partner on the road makes those long hauls more enjoyable. And what about rest? Team drivers sleep in comfy bunk beds while the truck is moving, allowing for nearly non-stop travel without sacrificing sleep. Safety is another major advantage. With two drivers, there's an added layer of oversight to ensure committed safety. So, if you're ready to take your trucking career to the next level, consider team driving with Stevens Transport. It's the perfect blend of companionship, efficiency, and increased earnings. Explore the benefits of team driving and start your adventure today with Stevens Transport. Apply now and join a team that drives you to success. Your journey starts here.
Welcome back to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. My name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. If you wouldn't mind, when you hit your next stop, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever podcast platform you're enjoying it from. We are everywhere. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Audible. If it's a platform with a podcast on it, we are there. And by following the podcast, you'll have a brand new episode waiting for you each and every week as soon as it's released. And if you wouldn't mind, please leave us a review. Tell us what you like about the show and what you'd like changed. We are producing this podcast for you to keep you educated, informed, and hopefully a little entertained as well. Time now for our driver spotlight. We're going to pull some audio from a video that you can find on our Stevens Transport YouTube channel. We'll include the link to this video in the episode notes. This is the story of a trainer and independent contractor with 7.5 years of experience. After reaching his first 1,000,000 miles, this driver has gained the knowledge and confidence through Stevens Transport to one day start his own trucking business. Included in this segment, we'll get some insight from one of this driver's former students. This is the story of driver-trainer Leonard Joe DeJean.
My name is Leonard Joseph DeJean Jr., Stevens Transport trainer, Stevens Transport driver. I've been doing this about 7.5 years. It's been a great experience. I went through the what they call a pre-contractor period for 30 days. And then after the 30 days, once I met the requirements, I transitioned into becoming an independent contractor, and I've been contracting ever since. I mean, it's a milestone. I started tracking it around 800,000 miles, and I figured like to get 200,000 or 180 something thousand miles, that would take me roughly around 8 or 9 months to complete. So I tracked it up to the point where I made 1 million miles, and I feel great about it. I feel like I can go out someday in the future and maybe even start my own trucking company based on the knowledge and experience I've gained here at Stevens Transport. Yeah, so this is Mario McDaniel, better known as Mario McDaniel. He was my student maybe about 5 years ago. I had him from start to finish. We instantly clicked.
He was very thorough. I would say that he was very thorough, vocal. He made me get out, hey, show me this, hey, know this, and he would actually take the time. To this day, he still does that. I'm always calling him for advice. Proud of you, man.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you.
Proud of you.
But I just wanted to let them know that I really sincerely appreciate the opportunity to be here. It's been a great experience. I've worked for some very prestigious organizations in the past, and I had to rank Stevens right up there with, with the federal government and an oil and gas company that I worked for. That was, that's the reason why I've been here so long, because they've been extremely supportive. I went through some rough things. My brother had passed away, and they reached out to me, and it was very, heartwarming. They sent flowers to my mother. So, I have nothing but great things to say about this company. It's a good company, I have no intentions of ever leaving, to be honest with you.
Thank you, Leonard, for sharing your story with us. Again, we will include a link to that video in the episode notes. Time now to tip our big 10-gallon Stevens cap in appreciation for a job well done to not one, but two of our Stevens Transport family members. There's a rhythm to this life on the road that only a few truly understand, and that includes you behind the wheel. It's probably the hum of that engine harmonizing with the sunrise you see every day, the satisfaction of a perfectly backed trailer. That always makes you smile, right? And the pride that comes from knowing you're keeping this country moving. Well, today we want to tip that big 10-gallon Stevens cap in appreciation and honor to one Brinson, who finished his lease completion with Stevens Transport at the end of last year. Thank you for your dedication, the safe miles, and the steady hand on the wheel. Congratulations. Another tip of the big 10-gallon Stevens cap. This is a great story. Every pro was once an amateur, right? Every legend was once a student. Well, when Lewis Williams started his journey at Careers Worldwide in Denver, he was looking for a career. And as of last year, he's now a permanent fixture in the Stevens Transport Hall of Fame. That's the HAUL of Fame. 1 million miles, all safe, all professional. Now, he'll tell you that he's humbled, but we're the ones who are honored to have him behind the wheel. Lewis is living proof that if you respect the road will respect you back. Help us celebrate a true master of the craft. Now, before we pump the brakes in this episode, here's an opportunity I promised at the beginning of the episode, and this is something you should be really excited about. At Stevens Transport, we want you, our drivers, to maximize your earnings for the effort that you put in each and every single day. That's why at Stevens, we are launching a new push to get drivers hazmat certified, giving you access to some of the highest paying freight in our network. This is the fastest way to upgrade your paycheck. Full reimbursement. We'll cover 100% of the cost to get your endorsement, get an immediate bonus, and a one-time bonus just for submitting your documents. We're talking higher load pay. Earn extra on top of the miles for every hazmat load hauled. Listen, you're already driving the miles. Make sure you're getting paid top tier for them as well. If you'd like some more information, contact Driver Services to get your reimbursement started. Well, there she is. Pump the Brakes in episode 179 of the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast. If you found this podcast because you're searching for a brand new career, please make sure you visit the episode notes. We will have phone numbers and every link possible for you to learn more about Stevens Transport and even schedule a call with one of our recruiters. All the information is in the episode notes. And like we said earlier, please follow or subscribe to this podcast from whichever platform you're enjoying it from and share it with one of your fellow drivers. We sure would appreciate it. And finally, my name is Tim Cicerelli, otherwise known as Trucker Tim. Thanks for joining me. And until next time, be safe out there. And thanks for listening to the Stevens Transport Roadside Radio Podcast.